Hey guys, it's Tommy CM. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another park spotlight. Today's park is called Three Towers. Now this was created by MBZUS90, otherwise known as Michael from M&J Games. So yeah, if you haven't checked out M&J Games' channel, then I will leave the link in the description below. Now the description of this park says, this park is part of a YouTube series on M&J Games' channel. This park is about 130% on the PS5 and consists of 10 coasters and 14 flat rides. Thank you to Tommy Leeds 23 for the lockers and gift shop items, NH99 for the playground, and Web Gaming for benches and spinning wheel in the playground area. Thank you to everybody who supported the channel throughout this park. I was not able to detail the backstage area as much due to the counter. Heatwave is inspired by i305 Dune, by the Georgia Scorcher, and Wave Runner by Maverick. I would love to hear your thoughts and critiques, so you can reach me at M&J Games. So yeah, make sure you do go and check out their channel. Really excited to take a look at this. I know Michael is a great coaster builder, great park builder. Loves his backstage and realism areas. So yeah, let's jump straight in. Right. So as always, we start in the car park area, and you can see straight away. I mean, the car park area is very, very detailed and nothing less than I'd expect from Michael. You got a road system here with these little monitors as you come in. Very nicely done there with the little speaker and screen on there, and the same on the other side. You got the tunnel here just to hide the actual spawn point for the guests, which is just hidden down there, and it just makes it look a lot neater. I do wish that we could move the spawn point on console. I don't think it'd be a lot to ask, but yeah, it'd be nice if we could move it around the park, but unfortunately we can't. So, but yeah, this is one great way to hide it, especially to then blend in the rocks and the bushes above. So yeah, great way of doing that. So if we go down to the left first, so we've got 3 lanes going down here. This guy's going over 2 lanes. He's not got any tyres on. They need tyres on there. But yeah, we'll go down here. So this is the whole car park. Obviously, Michael's used most of the build space within the park, hence why there isn't any vehicles here, because you can place loads of cars down, but it does take up the build counter, and it's much better to use the counter on actual rides and areas in the park. So, but yeah, really nice realistic car park there. Being in America, it is on a much larger scale to what I would imagine the UK is. I mean, to be fair, the car parks like Alton Towers are this sort of size, but it's I imagine you trying to scale it down. American car parks will be a lot bigger than ours. So yeah, so that's over this side. We've got some cones as well down here, nicely placed, and then great sight of this coaster all the way around the car park. Really sort of gets you excited to be going into the park. I mean, look how close that goes to that fence there. People would just be standing there and looking at that to see it as it comes around. So yeah, very nicely done. And then we'll go over here, and we'll go down. I love these custom lampposts as well. These are nice. Again, that's just putting some beams on. What's this little joint thing there? Ah, it's just a coaster support. Nice. Wondered how you got that shape, but yeah, very nicely done with the custom lamppost there. And then just just putting some bushes along here to hide that hide that distant view that you don't necessarily want if you're in a theme park. So go back down here, little water feature. So we go down and go over to the right. We have a disabled section for parking right near the entrance, and we'll go over the other side just here. Oh, we've got a road going around here, just like a backstage road. Oh no, this road goes down here. So yeah, this goes back into the main car park, and again it's the same sort of thing, same sort of layout with the lampposts and the trees, and then you got another tunnel coming down there. Overflow parking there, just so overflow car parking obviously being sort of off tarmac and more just basically using rough ground. So yeah, really nicely thought out that is. And I mean, I know Michael does spend a lot of time on his car parks, and it does make it look a lot more realistic. I mean, you can zoom out here and just see the sheer scale of that car park. The whole park itself is actually, you can sort of see the outline of where you can build on console. You know, you can sort of see like that water line going across the edge is pretty much the edge of where, you know, of where you can actually build. So yeah, really is using the whole of the build space. So we'll scoot back down into this car park and head inside. Over here, right, so what we got? We've got main entrance. Season pass cost $100 for adults, $50 for kids. So we buy season passes, will call. You got the toilets just here for men and women. Nice little advertising board and flower bed. You see, I mean, this is all, you know, this is all you sort of tend to get at a park entrance anyway. So you don't need to overdo it. You don't need to go nuts with this, but just a nice little feature like that. Some people go for a fountain. Fountains are another way of doing it, or just putting, you know, a flower bed in, putting a mixture of plants, not just putting the same plant over and over again. You know, and just mixing it up, and it just makes a nice little entrance there. So yeah, I did actually think at the start when I first loaded this up that the park was closed because there was nobody walking around. It's just because there's 4,000 people already in the park and they're all spaced out. And this woman's just coming on her own. Let's come and sit down. So yeah, everyone's in the park, and it is very quiet around here, but it's because everyone's on the ride. So I'm sure we'll see everyone later on. Ticket prices for the days, $65.35 tickets. First aid, men, women. Nice use. I do like these windows. These windows are one of my favourite window types to use. I think, especially because you can rotate them to look like this as well. Really simple usage, but really nicely done. Season passes and wheelchair entrance. She just walked through there. Staff only. And we have some more toilets down here. Very nice. You see, for me, well, I mean, like I say, people have their own opinions. For me, I don't necessarily like seeing the toilets like this. I like seeing a wall piece and putting doors in front because I just think it looks a bit tidier. So, but I mean that's just personal preference. You know, some people like to do that, or some people like to put a wall and doors in. So yeah, entirely up to the creator. What we got here? Yes, yeah, push chair. Yes, we're teaching him. We're teaching him. It's not a stroller. It's a push chair. Because it's a chair that you push. There we go. Look, push chair rental. Love it. Love it. Very, very happy to see that. Drop-off section. Locker rental. So, yeah. Very, very nice entrance. Got everything you need. Got a lovely little water feature out the front. Just here. Then you got the little maps to all the little rides. So I say little rides. I'm sure you've seen from the skyline of this park that... and the description obviously said that there was 10 coasters, so there's going to be a lot to ride in this park for sure. Go over here, guest services. Now I know this is something that Michael's used before with the sort of glass roof. Always looks very nice, very nicely done by putting the glass windows on with the with these like wooden beams to make the frame. And yeah, just very very nicely thought out. And I love the sort of pattern, the sunlight coming through on the floor there. It makes it all seem so genuine and very sort of classy style as well. I do like the sort of cream. It's like a cream style with the odd grey brick there on the wall. It's not quite white, but yeah, I really like that sort of colour style you've gone with there. And then over here, I'm presuming this is a staff room, is it? Yeah, it is. It is a staff room. But yeah, plenty of screens. Again, be really nice if we could put custom images on, but I'm not going to rant about that again. And then we'll go through here, and we have a gift shop. Different posters there. So obviously for the posters, it's just got it's got loads of different screens, and then it's using the fireworks for the tubes. You know, these are all little tricks that really, really good to pick up and put in your park. They're really small, really small details, but they bring so much to a park when people are looking around them. Little balls there, basketballs and whatever. The balloon shops, lights, you know, just everything around here. T-shirts made out of books. Look, that's how he's done them. Even trousers on the wall there. And then we've got minions, teddy bears, and some pinatas. So yeah. One thing I probably would say is maybe have a sign for that shop. Maybe have like a name, even if it's just gift shop. Because at the minute that's just like an open building. But that's just personal taste. And then we've got a backstage area down here. So we've got doors going into the back of all these, you know, of where the staff are. You know, always thought out. Ooh, I'm going outside there. You got the fence there. You got a big generator fenced off with a slight gate open there. More doors to the access out the back. A big dumpster, or 3 big dumpsters, should I say? Yeah, always really nicely thought out. Even got cables. Look, you don't even notice that. Look, the cables are going along to all the way around the building and powering each. Look at that. That is really nicely done. That's a detail that not many people would necessarily spot. But because I know how detailed Michael is, I know it's something that I should be looking out for in his parks for sure. And then this obviously leads to the backstage area of this coaster, which we'll take a look at when we get round to that. So I'm just going to jump over this wall. Excuse me. So that's the entrance plaza, and then you're met by a nice little chair swing. Now I love a chair swing. Chair swings are great, and he's got a lot of planting around here, a lot of colour, a lot of different bushes and trees. Very very nice, colourful way to enter the park. As I've said on multiple spotlights, the hedge kind of barrier, using that as a way to circle around a chair swing or a merry-go-round, or something like that, is always the best way to do it. I think it always makes it just seem like family friendly, colourful, happy, and it's just a really nice really nice welcome into the park. That so the planting is great. The planting's very colourful and very nicely laid out. And then obviously we've got the Venetian carousel here, like I've just been on about again with the hedge fencing. Using that just has a really nice effect. And then obviously the queue line here is all fenced off with hedges. So very nicely thought out start. Oh, and then we've got another flat ride down here. Look at that. I see that takes up a lot smaller footprint, but again, those 3 together very nicely sort of greet you into the park, I think. And it's nice that sort of there's a mixture, although there is a lot of coasters in this park, as you can see. There's a mixture of rides, and it's not just all thrill seeker rides. So now there's a lot to tackle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go left, I think. So we'll go down this way, and we get to Heatwave. So he's got. What I like is if I do I remove these. Okay, fair enough. I thought these rocks there, I thought they would have, that would be where the path was splitting. I imagine underneath some of these rocks is where maybe the path was splitting, where he's tried to join it at an awkward shape. I don't know. It might not be, but because he's at the counter, I'm not going to mess about with it too much, because it might not let me put stuff back. So yeah, right. Anyway, Heatwave. So I mean, very standout coaster. This is the one that you can see from the car park on one side. So yeah, we're going to join the queue. Nice little terrace above the queue here. Just keeps people in the shade. See, if it was in the heat of Florida here, you'd have like lots of fans hanging off and maybe a bit of water spray just to keep people cool in the Florida heat. And then we go up to the station, and we're in. So this is the station for Heatwave. There's the roof design. We'll have a look at that. So it's Michael's gone for a very sort of different style of building, not just like a pointed ridge roof. He's gone for a different shape there, which I quite like. He's just kind of mixing it up a little bit. Doesn't need to be too fancy, but he's made the amateur mistake. He's still got the blue pattern there. Still got that blue pattern. He knows what I'd say about that, so I'm not going to say any further. I always like to just put the queue line down there, but I promise if that's repeated on some stations, I'm not going to bring it up again. What I do like, he's got the controller in her own booth just here. Got 2 bottles of water just there. She's excited. Look, she's happy to go. So wow, got a load of kids on the front row here as well. So this is Heatwave. This is the first coaster of the day. And this is a giga coaster, all green stats. I wouldn't expect anything less from Michael's coasters. There's the results if you are interested. And we'll hop on. The restraints are shut, so let's get going. Yeah, really nice coaster that. Nothing too intense. And I think I was actually quite surprised as to how well that layout controls the speed, because that first drop is quite a steep drop. Let's be honest, that's quite a heighty drop, but the coaster never seems to be going ridiculously fast, and it keeps a nice sort of smooth speed. And as it keeps going around here, obviously you keep going around near the car park. All of it's fenced off near the ground there, which I quite like. And then as you go, you hit this brake run, and this bit, this is going to sound like really weird, but this bit was actually my favourite part of that, because that was really sort of smooth, very nice speed coming off of a brake run, and you sort of, when you're sort of coming towards the end of the ride, really nice. And then, a very realistic sort of last bend just here into the brake run. And then obviously next to the brake run here, we've got the transfer track, which Michael is probably the expert of. So there's the transfer track. If we go in here, you've got all the backstage area. You've got control panels just here, all sorts going off. To just have that extra bit of realism. This is what you'd find in a lot of Michael's parks. So really nice that. You've got a door out here to come down to the stairs. Some dumpsters, all this space for the transfer track, but it's needed if you want a realistic park. That's one thing that parks do need. You can't just build a coaster and be done with it in real life. You have to have that. So very nicely done. Very nice first coaster. So we'll go off of here, down and back onto the main path. And then I do like these little sort of island rocks you've got going off here. Have you got anything underneath to stop the guests going underneath? Or I'm just wondering how you got the guests walking around them. Because I know you can put like planters down and stuff, and they'll avoid them. Or is there actually? Yeah. So on here, look, there is a gap in the path. So that's obviously what he's doing. But it's a really nice way to cover that up because of the awkward path building system in this game. If you want to build a plaza like this that's an awkward shape, you are going to get little gaps like this, and it's very frustrating. But one way to cover that up is to put something like that down. And you look at the difference that makes, and if you don't know that's what he's kind of covering up, it just looks like a realistic little island sort of thing that, you know, or just a little like rock and tree segment to break up the pathway. So yeah, very nicely done. That Heatwave sign's great, by the way. I do like that, especially on the wooden panels at the back. We have a flat ride just here. It's one of the Claws of Doom. Sorry, Forge. I think there is one called Claws of Doom, or it is in real life anyway. We're down here, another toilet block. Very nice with these little wooden spaced out panels on the front. There we go. So down here, look, he's got the doors on the toilets. So that's what I was referring to earlier. I prefer that style personally, but obviously, you know, each to their own. Right, where do I go from here? Let's just zoom out. I'll keep going around here to the left then, just so I don't miss anything down here. So wall across there. There's an online photo section. So that's the exit. So I will come back to that. But yeah, online photo sections again don't take much to build. Just, you know, just a few walls like that. You can put however many or little details you want. A few screens with the Planet Coaster logo on. You know, a few monitors there and some animatronics, and that's it. That's all you need, and it's just a nice little addition. Condiments. I've not seen a condiments section before. That's a nice little addition. Presumably they're supposed to be serviettes or napkins. And there's the food and drink place, and we have Twister. Again, got the cover over the queue line with a corrugated roof. Just going to jump over all these fences. Then we go up and onto. I'm just going to pause that before it goes because I don't want to lose it. But yeah, so Twister. So this is a wooden coaster. Green stats yet again, and we'll jump on to this one, which I believe is the one just leaving. So yeah, this is Twister. And there we go. That was Twister. Very nice, very realistic wooden coaster layout. You know, a lot of the hills, etc., were just the right height to get the pace to go over it, but it wasn't sort of crawling over it and it wasn't flying over. You got the mid-course brake run just there again. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot else to say about that other than it's a really nice wooden coaster. You know, and looking at coasters, I say this quite a bit, but looking at coasters off the ride as well, looking at them in third person, you get another sort of appreciation for how they're going around the track, rather than just riding it yourself. So yeah, always be sure to do that and to take a look round afterwards and watch it off ride as well. And then as you come around here, obviously finishing off around the this is all like the backstage area here, and then straight into here. I mean, if I had to find one thing on there that I wasn't like massively a fan of, hang on, the brakes were different there. What I was about to say was when I was on it and it came around there, the brakes seemed to like slam on, and then it stopped and carried on. But that train's just gone all the way through, so maybe I got caught by a block brake there. I don't know. But yeah, when I went round, I'm just going to speed this up because I want to see if it was just me seeing something different. So here, yep, it was just me. For some reason, it slammed the brakes on when I was on it. But yeah, okay, I take back what I was going to say. The brakes seemed sharp there, but never mind me. Obviously, we've got another transfer track just here. You know, so obviously when the trains need changing over, you just switch them over like that. And then you've got the rest of this backstage area. I mean, this is all like an access road that goes all throughout the park. You know, to get down to a different area. So obviously the vehicles would come down there and access all down here. So yeah, another brilliant little backstage area. Just looking in here. But yeah, right. Let's go to the exit. Walk down here. Come and get your photo. And then we'll carry on around here. So that's the start of that backstage road just there. Oh, I can hear a whirly rig somewhere. I can hear the music somewhere. Oh, I think I see it. I see it there. We're going to see that in a bit. But first we have Skyfall, which is presumably not themed on the James Bond film. More for the fact that it's a dive coaster and you're falling from the sky, as you can see just up there. But yeah, love the signage. Love the fact that the letters are hanging off the poles there. I think that is a really clever way to do the sign. Yeah, really nice, and I like the sort of dark. It's like a dark green there, isn't it? Dark green and metal grey. Yeah, very nice. Well, I know obviously Michael's at the limit here. And he has got quite a few benches around there. I think around here it'd be nice to just have a few benches, because this to me seems like the area sort of designated for people who maybe want to get off the main path but to go and sit down near the ride while they wait for people. But again, I don't want to just sit on these videos and say everything's amazing. I want to obviously say something that I'd maybe think about doing differently, but that's as picky as I can get, really. So go down here, Skyfall. Nice idea with a little wooden water feature just here, not wooden. Yeah, nice idea to like mix it up and have something different there. I mean, this is quite nice because you got this blue coaster in front, and then the dive coaster at the back as well. So it's nice to have them both mixing there. So Skyfall, again with the lighting just here. We'll have a look at night time towards the end around the park, but I love the fact that the lights are in these in this little queue line. Let's just flick this to PM just there. See, look at that. That makes a really nice little. It gives you like a really nice little setting to the queue line, having the lights like that. Really clever touch. So you have that, and then he's just left the fencing on the path on from the other side as well, and it mixes it up. It makes it feel less repetitive, which is really good. Up here, and then we go into the station for Skyfall. So there's the station building, quite wide obviously for the dive coaster, but yeah, very very nice and realistic sort of station building, to be fair. So we'll hop on Skyfall. There's the stats. He's not got all green this time, but as we know, these stats in the game are not very reliable anyway. So yeah, we'll hop on, and I'm going to go to seat 4, make it 5, so I'm in the middle. Gates are open, and off we go. There we go. That was Skyfall. Really, really good dive coaster. I mean, dive coasters. Obviously, everyone does the waiting, the holding brake at the top there for a few seconds, and does the vertical drop because that's their main selling point. But when people start adding in inversions into dive coasters, they can be very tricky to get right because the coaster itself doesn't move around like a normal coaster train. It's obviously a very different shape, and the physics of it are very, very different. So it can be very tricky to get these right. But I think looking, well, definitely being on it, it felt right, and the pace and the speed of it there, Michael's got just about right as well. You don't want to send these over too quickly over an inversion. You want them to just about get over because it's just because of the shape of the vehicle and the physics of it. And then obviously he's got the mid-course brake one there. Nice custom-made steers. I do like that. That's a very very nice little feature there, just to allow access up to the brake run. And then obviously carries on there. We've got one more inversion before a final bend. It's another way to gradually slow the train down, which is what you want really. So yeah, very nice. And I've only just noticed this, but around the edge of this station here, the wooden wall piece with the green wooden beam around it. That's a very nice. It's a very nice style. That I do like that as the building style. Really really neat. And then he's got custom fencing around here. So for that, he's just using a wall piece there and a column, and just doing like that. And it makes, again, just mixing it up, just trying something different, so that you're not using the same fencing piece in every single part. But yeah, very good ride that Skyfall. So we'll go down the exit just here and carry on. And we can walk past this blue coaster along the front. I mean, this is very nice. This is a really, really nice sort of view of this coaster. Really good eye line of this. Oh, there we're getting closer. We're getting closer to it. We'll come back to it in a moment, I think. Right. Well, before I go any further down there, then I need to go down here. What have we got over here? A very busy queue for a car ride. Now I'm not going to sit on this because there's 10 coasters in this park. So I think if I do any more POVs, I could be here all day. But I'll go around the track anyway, so you can just see it. You can just see a nice vintage cars ride through a lot of the trees, a lot of the bushes. And these do get very popular. These, you'd be surprised, but it's a way to definitely get a popular ride in if you don't want to just build coasters all the time. And you don't have to put anything in, especially just very much like this. Just cover it in trees and fountains and water and nicely coloured areas, and you've got rocks, water and bushes. That's all Michael's put in this, and very busy, very popular, and it's a nice little junior ride to put in. So it's very, very easy to get lost around here. I'm going to go this way. So we've got the tables and chairs just here. Again, another way. I feel like I'm uncovering all Michael's secrets here, but another way to hide what is presumably a gap in the path. There you go, look. So a gap in the path. Another way to hide it. Put something like that, and it splits off the seating section from the main path, and it almost looks natural. You wouldn't really notice that. So yeah, very nice. Although, oh, hang on, people are walking through the fence there. I think you got to sort that out, Michael. Over here, we've got milkshakes and ice cream. Nice little. I do like the little roof covering there. And this is one thing that I suggest to a few people sometimes. Really pleased Michael's done this here. So when you're putting shops on a main path like this, I mean, admittedly this path isn't overly busy, but if you put in shops, rather than putting the entrance to the shop there and the queue then going out into the main path like that, the shop is like set back, if you got a light. So if you get what I mean, so you step back so that the queue line then only comes out to about here, and it doesn't interfere then with the main path and get too crowded. So yeah, very nicely done there. And there we are, the whirly rig. Everybody loves the whirly rig. especially the music. Look at that. What a ride. What a great ride. Right, let's get out of the bushes. There's the vintage car ride. So this is the playground that you mentioned, created by NH99 and Web Gaming for these benches just here. Again, you know, these are custom benches, not benches you can just get in the game. But yeah, the playground by NH99 I've seen in more than a few parks now. It's so good, so realistic. You know, and the detail of it. If you want to look at it, you know, individual wooden scaffolding supports there. Every little beam is individually put in, and it just, you know, it's done so nicely. So yeah, I don't blame him at all for using that. There's no point trying to build something like almost exactly the same if what you're after has already been made, you know. And this is already on the workshop. NH99 has already got it on there, so as long as you use it and put credit on, then no one's got a problem. So yeah, very nicely done there. Presumably little toilets down here and a backstage area. Yep, more backstage areas. Oh, I hope they're blowing out black smoke there. They're alright. Mechanics coming down here, so your cardboard boxes, look, you got doors into there, and this is like a food court area. The blue and white looks really nice together, and again the columns using the big square bases and the white columns above. And then I've just noticed this is the upside down fencing here. So that's a fence piece that is used upside down, but using it as sort of like a trimming around the ceiling, which is very, very nice detail. Not necessarily, it doesn't stand out as anything, but it's a very nice detail to certainly consider. So yeah, great work that. Really like that. Right, hang on. Let's okay, right. Yeah, I think I know where I am now. So go down here, and so this is what we walked past earlier with the forge ride in the toilets. And if we go down here to the right, we can see the Dodgems. So this is like the junior area of the park, with all the, especially, I mean, you can see there the age of the guests coming off this ride. So yeah, nice little Dodgems there. The Dodgems don't really need theming that much. They come with their own theming with all the lights that that are already built onto them. So that, yeah, they don't really need theming that much. Yeah, not much more to say about the Dodgems. A few vending machines just here. Got the balloon ride. Everyone loves a balloon ride when you're a kid. Very nice. Again, just the odd trees. You see, this one isn't overly done. The one at the entrance is covered with plants, but that's because it's the entrance and it needs to be sort of, these rides over here, these need to be covered in plants because they're like really nice and welcoming. Whereas this halfway around the park, it doesn't need to be littered. It just needs to, have a few trees to give it a bit of surrounding. And then this is a junior coaster. Now I remember looking at this as Michael was building this. So this is Soaring. So I'm excited to take a look at this. What I like from the outset is it's got this custom fencing again with the metal railing and the grey columns, and then as you go into the queue line, he's obviously got the fencing on for the path, but he's also got the don't die fencing, people call this, don't they? But he's got that mesh fencing, which is the best fencing in the game to use, the most realistic one, around the actual track as well, which is good. And I imagine if you could import some warning signs and stuff, these would be like littered with warnings like do not enter and stuff, but the warning signs that are in the game are far too big to put on. And then he's got a roof protection here for when the coaster comes over the queue line, so things don't fall out of people's pockets, which is nice. We're getting to here, into the station. I like the lights on top. They're really nice. So yeah, there's the little station. Doesn't need to be crazy. All this is concrete. Look, you can see on the various levels. I believe he's custom. So yeah, he's custom supported this. I remember him talking about this. So this bit here, these are all custom supports. So rather than just relying on the coaster itself to plant down the supports, he's gone with this style. I can't remember the name of the coaster that he saw this on, but I know he'd seen this on a coaster in real life and wanted to try and replicate it, I believe. But yeah, very, very nicely done, very cleverly done. And I mean, if I didn't point that out to you, if you didn't click on it, you probably wouldn't have guessed that was a custom support. But yeah, it's so nicely done, so clever. But yeah, really nice junior coaster layout. So we'll jump on and have a look. For some reason, nobody seems to be coming on this ride. I don't know why. The ride is open, I believe. Yep, it's open. 2% of people want to go on Soaring. But yeah, no one appears to be on it. That 2% don't seem to be anywhere nearby. So yeah, we'll hop on it anyway. We'll take a look. So we'll jump on, speed this up before it starts to go. It's not going to go, is it? Because no one's coming. Oh, I'll give him 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. No, you know what? Test mode it is. Apologies, but no one's coming on it. There we go. Restraints down. So yeah, at least we can ride Soaring now. So yeah, let's go. Boom, there we go. So that, as I say, that is a junior coaster. You got to bear in mind where that is in the park. That is part of the sort of family / junior area, which is all surrounded by this light blue fencing all the way around here. So yeah, really nice coaster. That, again, as I pointed out before, the layout of it works so well for families and stuff, because it's not a huge height. There's no inversions. It doesn't go too fast, and it's just very nicely controlled. You got to think how small these drops are, but enough to give the train momentum to go around. So yeah, very cleverly done. And it's always nice to build a smaller coaster and build a smaller attraction, rather than going for huge coasters all the time. It's nice to mix them up like this. So yeah, great stuff. Right, now I am lost. So now I'm going to go back out this way towards this other blue coaster that I've seen twice now and I've still not managed to get round to. So the exit's down here. I don't like going through walls. I like to try and find the exit where the guests go. So go past all of this. I mean, there's another coaster there. Was there an entrance to that one here? I don't know where to go. Let's zoom out and have a look. Right, we'll go across the back first, and then we'll come back to that, I think. No, actually, no, I've changed my mind. We'll go on this one. I'm just trying to make this easier for me and everybody else watching this. Right, Iron Fighter, which is one of these Looney Tunes coasters. So, again, nice little metal roofing there to just protect the guests in the queue line. Mixing it up with this little framing. Up we go. Again, nice custom beams and everything going along top. So this is very much similar to. It's very much. Oh no, it's not Looney Tunes, is it? It's an infinite coaster. So it's a bit like the Smiler sort of trains, really, but the restraints are different. Yeah, very. Oh yeah, sorry, I thought that was a Looney Tunes, but I'm thinking completely different. Right, so we'll hop on. Car 2. Guests are in, restraints are down, and off we go. Well, my first question on that is how on earth did that coaster go on for as long as it did in that small footprint? There is so much coaster on that for that small area. That was really, really nice. One of my favourite bits here was seeing the coaster, like seeing the other train kind of go over the track as we went around it. I thought that was nice, having the sort of, you know, intertangling sort of trains going around. So I think there's 4 trains in total, I think, looking at that. So you've got one in the station, one climbing the hill, and then 2 going around. And they're going around, and I think the timing was just right when I went round, because I think they're spaced out a little bit now. But yeah, really, really nice view of that. And then obviously down here we've got all the backstage area, as you'd normally expect. So you've got the little roadway or pathway there coming down, a ladder out, you've got some doors here. I mean, obviously this underneath is just, you know, is just terrain work, etc. We've got that there, and this would be a transfer track that comes into here, I believe. I mean, obviously Michael's not built that in this section, but I think what he was trying to do there was this transfer track like acts as a bit like a lift, so it would go down and then into there, and that's how the trains would move about. So yeah, really, really nicely thought out. You know, just that extra bit of detail, and then we go out of here and down onto the main path again. So we'll carry on around here. I mean, really, really nice little bit of open water there. So this is the bit where, like, that would be cool to use as like just a big swimming pool or a wave pool, if it was like a water park and theme park. But yeah, nice little open area. So we go down here. So I can tell we're in a different area now because the path's changed. Hopefully we finally get around to this blue ride. So you can even go up to the pathway here, lot, and see people up close. Although, to be fair, seeing them that close, you could probably high-five them as you come past. Around there. Around the queue line. I like this structure. This structure is very nice. This is probably my favourite station building so far. That's a very nice custom structure, that. And then over here. So this is Wave Runner. Here's the stats. And we will jump on just here. This looks like a fun start. So, restraints down, and off we go. Really, really good launch coaster. That I do like the launch climb. That first start, the inversion there was really good start to the ride, and I love the fact that you can kind of just sit in the station and look what you're about to see. But that kind of crawls over there at a really nice speed. Yeah, this was a nice launch. I think that the twist around here was a little bit sharp, but that's the only thing I could probably say on that. Other than that, I love the idea of it, the wave runner going across the water as it does. That inversion there is really good, and then I like the fact that it comes through this tunnel here, and you have the second launch that takes it up, up to the second hill just here, and then onto the land at this point. So yeah, very nicely thought out. You kind of don't realise how long it goes on for. You think that this is the coaster just here, whereas in actual fact, the coaster then carries on for a second half around the back, and you don't really notice that from the front. So yeah, nicely hidden half of the coaster there. So we'll go down the queue line. We'll go left, shall we? What's down here? Oh, this is an exit to a drop tower, so let's go and have a look at the view at the top. Always like to see what the view's like. So there's the view of the rest of the park. Yeah, really nice view that. If you're going to put a drop tower in, you've got to do it in such a place that the view is worth it. And yeah, putting it at the back here, you get a view of everything. You can see pretty much everything in this park from up here. So yeah, very nice location for that. We have another flat ride just around here. What's this one? So nice little red and blue and yellow canopies. I like that. I like the fact he's matched the colour system there. He's got the red and blue, and then he's got the yellow middles there. He's got the yellow middle, like joining sections. I think that looks really nice. And then what are these just custom wall pieces, aren't they? Stone walls. So again, using the stone wall piece to just kind of use as a fencing. Obviously, to do that, the path needs to be square and at right angles. But yeah, very nice style for a flat ride. That. Right, let's make sure I'm not missing anything again. Nope. So we'll go over to this corner. I think it's this corner anyway. Where's this one? Where's this queue line go? Is this going? Oh, this. So this is going to this flat ride just here. The kick flip. It's on, but nobody on it again. I think because there's that many rides in this park, 4,000 people seem to space out quite a bit. But yeah, no, it's really nice area. The rocks and the bushes. I like the fact it's hidden bushes within the rocks, so it looks like they're kind of growing out from the cracks, which is a really nice idea. And he's left the curb. Has he left the curb on? Is that a curb, or is that a? It is a curb, isn't it? Or am I just? No, it isn't. Wow. Okay, I thought that was the curb. It isn't. It's the. So if I just move this up, just so you can see what this is. This is. Oh, can I move it up? I can't. Can I? Yeah, I can. Right. So yeah, these are these castle supports. He's hidden most of that underground just to get that top brick wall there. Right, which doesn't seem much, but when you actually look at that, you look at the curb on the path. If you then, I'll try and click it again. If you then take that away, look at the difference it makes. Just having nothing there doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. Having that there gives it a really neat sort of finish to the edge of the path. So that is a very clever way of doing that. Never seen anybody use that piece like that before. So that was very very nice. There's a little food court area here with toilets and a staff room, presumably. Oh no, staff building 1 and another staff building. I'm presuming there's toilets somewhere nearby, but yeah, food and drink on both sides. And we'll go down here. What we got here? We've got small little flat ride again. Lots of planting around. I do like the layout. Rather than like a cattle pen layout, you wouldn't get on a flat ride. You would get on a coaster. So I like the fact on the flat rides that the path is just kind of gets to the point. Basically, you know, it does go around a few turns, but it basically just gets to the point, which is nice. Right, Dune. Or Dune, however you want to say it. So, yeah, I like the colour of this, looking from the outset. So we'll go and take a ride on it. You see, this is where the cattle pen queue line comes in. So we'll go down there. And up. And so this is a stand-up coaster. Or stand-up Enigma. So, yeah, there's the results. And we'll jump on into the station one. And wait for the man with the moustache to say that we can go. Any minute now. I think that was the restraints I've just heard. Are we going? There we go. And there we go. That is Dune. So yeah, stand-up coaster there. I do like. Now, I'm no coaster expert. However, I have been on one stand-up coaster, and that is Shockwave at Drayton Manor. And I'm not sure if you know this little drop. So it comes off the chain here, then it goes flat, and then it goes into a drop. And I'm not sure if that is intentional because it's a stand-up coaster, because that is exactly the same sort of thing that happens on Drayton Manor. So I think that is intentional. In which case, it's very very nice detail to pick up there on the coaster design. But yeah, I mean, stand-up coasters aren't. They don't go crazy. They do go upside down, but they don't go too crazy because you're obviously sat in a different position. So the physics of what you can endure in terms of G-force in different positions varies on a stand-up compared to a sit-down. So, but no, I do like the fact that it's kept in a rectangular sort of area like that. I like the fact that that's the sort of shape that the layout takes up. It doesn't need much theming, just as Michael's done here, rocks and trees and a few bushes to give like a desert feel. And then obviously down here we have a backstage area with a transfer track presumably inside. Two transfer tracks inside. I'm sure what Michael said in the description, I'm sure he would have liked to have done a bit more detail in here in terms of like putting cables, etc. But he had to sacrifice that for the build count. So, but yeah, this is the back, all the backstage area just here. There's where the train would move over on the transfer track section, and then this access road here just goes all the way down and back round and then underground there. So, he thought about all the access points there, which is really nice to see as well. So go back down here. Right, so that was Dune. Another flat ride just there. Again, very, very neatly done in terms of the trees around. It's done on a very sort of square pitch there, but yeah, very neat surrounding. Another flat ride. I mean, this is why he's gone over the build counter, because there's so many rides and attractions in here, and it's partly why the paths are really, they're really sort of empty, and some of the rides haven't got guests on them at all, because there's that many attractions for them to go and see, and you can only have 4,000 guests in. So, But yeah, we'll have a look around this way. So this is Thunder. Now this looks really nice with this huge little tunnel. Huge little tunnel, did I just say? With this huge tunnel, it's not little, ignore me. These dueling coasters. Thunder and lightning. Very, very frightening, said Queen. Yeah, we'll go around here. So yeah, I believe these are going to be dueling coasters then. Are they? No, they're not. No. So this is the what? Yeah, I remember Michael talking about this now. So, they are two different coasters, technically in the game, but they both use the same track. So look, one's blue and one's yellow, and they both use the same track. Very, very cleverly done. But yeah, where should we go? Thunder or lightning? Lightning, I think, looks cooler, so we'll go on lightning. So we'll jump on here. Oh, good timing! This train's just coming back in. So this is a flying coaster. So the guests obviously lie down on this one. Speed this up. Lay down, and we join just behind this train in front. We're very close. We're very close to the train in front. I think whoever sat on the back row of that train has just about got bumped there from the front of this train, but. Right, off we go. And there we go. Very cleverly done there by joining the tracks together and overlapping them. Really nice effect. I mean, the station as well is a very cool layout, and because it's merged, you can see just a mixture of like yellow and blue, which is nice. I'm just looking at that. I mean, flying coasters again, they're not the easiest to build. Inversions you've got to think about differently to other coasters. But yeah, the inversions were all very smoothly done, very nicely done, and you can just see here, look, nothing's too sharp there. It's very smooth, very gentle. Flying coasters are probably the easiest and gentle, easiest to sort of ride and the smoothest, and you don't get too sort of thrown about on them basically. So yeah, and then we've got the joint. I like this exit. This exit's clever. This joint path here, it goes down and out. So that was Thunder and Lightning. Back down this way. Milkshakes, food court. Is there anything in here? Yep, there is. Just so again, I think this is again another area that Mike would probably want to add more detail on if he could, but we're limited. So just doing this for the outside. I think looks really nice as a big open food court like that. That looks very nice. And then over the other side here, we have some restrooms and a staff room. More quick food shops. These little structures here, they're not like overly complicated buildings, but they're just different to just a regular box. and that's what makes them nice. You know, having these little canopies over like that, it just makes them nicer to look at. And then a lot of the seating with umbrellas. And then we're going to get to this coaster, which is Torpedo. And I like the fact this matches the building for the food court. And the food court and the backstage area there, look, that I didn't pick up the first time. I've only just seen that. So, yeah, you know, you can look around these parks and miss things because they're that detailed. Right, so this is Torpedo. She's absolutely loved it. So, judging by that, I think I'm going to enjoy this. So we'll hop on. Let these guys jump on my seat. And we'll get going. Here we go, brilliant boomerang coaster. That very realistic as well. Boomerang coasters, they tend to have this sort of angle on, so they don't just kind of go up side by side. They go up at this sort of angle, which is very nice to see. Very nice layout as well. You know, quite a traditional boomerang layout, but you know, very good all the same. Custom stairs to get to the middle section of the track just here. You know, if need be. If for some reason maintenance needed to get there, yeah, custom stairs coming down from the floor. It's just all, you know, every little thing is thought about. These aren't custom, are they? I'm pretty sure they're not. No, I was going to say they look pretty detailed if they were. But no, yeah, really enjoyed that. I like a good boomerang coaster. And that, you know, that's as good and realistic of a boomerang coaster as you're going to see on Planet Coaster console. So that was Torpedo. That takes you back out to where we were at the start. So we'll go down here. Have I missed anything out the back here? So we've got some backstage areas. And presumably these are just like staff buildings and offices with a staff car park just here. So you've got the additional car park that we missed before, just out the back of the disabled one. And then some more warehouses down here where there's just like storage facilities for random props and stuff. But, you know, all theme parks do need their own storage area. And I think, I'm just going to get another quick look. I think I've covered everything. I think I've been on every ride there, or every coaster at least. So, yeah, that was Three Towers. Very, very, very good park. I mean, coasters are Michael's expertise. As you can see, I know he loves his coasters. You know, it's using all of that space around the park. I like the fact he's used the terrain work to kind of, you know, cover up that background. I don't like being able to see into the distance like that outside of a park, I'll be honest. So really nice to use that as the background, so that it feels all sort of encased and you know, and not sort of just off into the distance. But yeah, the coasters are great. The stations are great. His backstage detailing, as usual, fantastic. And it's really nice to see a little family area and kids area in the middle as well. So yeah, fantastic stuff. Do go and check out Michael's channel on MNJ Games, where he does videos with him and his wife Jasmine. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. And I shall see you in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.